some catalog cuts and we'll pick it out. But I don't want to get things that are too difficult for the DPW to unload each week.
Well, the easiest thing to use are the ones on wheels that are supplied by a trash hauler, but they don't look that good. And what we do is just pull those out to the curb and they pick them up on trash day. That's the easiest way to get rid of it.
That's what we do over the tennis courts and basketball.
Yeah, I saw those and, you know,
Plus, we put out trash and recyclable too, so people can separate their rubbish if they want.
yeah, I wouldn't count on that. But, I mean, is that, if we wanted fancier one, there was fancy ones there with the wood slats and whatnot. If we wanted something like that, that would be up to the bandstand to buy.
I would say so. Who buys the benches when we put them in?
We do, the people.
So yeah.
But we do. The
People donate
bandstand.
them, and then we install them. The DPW installs them, I
Yes,
believe.
yeah. I order them.
Could we get someone to donate a couple more so that we'd have more than 3 there?
3 barrels?
Yeah.
I don't know, would that,
I mean, they'd be similar to what you have there, but they would be fixed. They'd be the way they're supposed to look.
I don't know, when people are walking to their cars, that's when they, and going home, that's when they dump all their trash.
Maybe
So
we should put some of the ones that our trash supplier supplies out near the road, and people can just put their stuff in it, and then the following day we can put it out. And I don't know, Butch, do you know when the trash day is in that area?
I do, but now you're adding extra stock, and we have a contract with them for a certain amount of stock.
Oh, so they charge extra for that stuff?
I don't even know if they can do it, because it's not in the contract.
So the ones at Goodale and all the others that we do that way are in the contract already?
Those stops are there, yeah.
well, I think now that your guys come and empty them.
Yeah, just the,
But there is some difficulty, and I guess that's what I want to know, as long as I know that if we're gonna buy different ones, that it would be up to us. But I need to know how,
if it's got a liner in it, it just needs to have a liner in it, so we can pull the liner out and go.
okay,
That would be the best way.
that would be the best way, all right, okay. All right,
Do we have bags that'll fit in those big ones, the ones on wheels?
Yeah, we just want to make sure we get trash bins that fit the bags. There's certain size bags, there's only a few different sizes. Just make sure you get one of those, whatever bin you get.
whatever
For the
bins.
bags.
I wouldn't get the bins from the trash guy because,
Yeah, I have to look into that. I don't know if they would add a stop or not.
well, even if he didn't pick them up, if we got barrels from him, oh, we can buy barrels. That's no problem.
We have
I can get
barrels
the big-
around.
I don't think we'd want to get those barrels from them unless they were gonna pick them up. Otherwise, I don't know if that,
Why don't
Very
you
useful.
Give me a little bit of time to look at those, because I got a feeling we can fix those. Those are steel. And
They
the
are?
slats on them are just wooden slats. They're
Right.
just all falling apart.
Yeah, they're old.
You gotta put new slats on them and stain them and make them look new.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah, I think that would be the
So
easiest way to
go
go.
from
Then
here,
we
right?
just- Then we could just leave everything as it is.
okay. All right, I just wanted to know whose responsibility it is. I guess that was,
We're responsible for the commons, but you guys are kind of responsible too because you're running the concerts there. So I think what we need to do is work hand in hand with the DPW. We'll get it done, okay?
just because, look shabby.
Does.
so
Right.
we'll track, progress on our meetings and work with Butch on getting an update as far as whether he can fix them or not, and if not, then he can work with you
And I'll
on
work-
figuring
yeah,
out.
I'll work with him.
a replacement.
Getting the catalog cuts and whatnot from the same people, because I do have some more benches coming.
You have more benches coming?
Well, I need one more, but, we're not gonna just do one. We'll have a spare. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Mike,
Yes.
can you give me 1 second? I just want to approve a permit for Beth. Do you have a permit with you?
I don't have all the signatures yet, I just wanted to see if I could
We can get half of them right here.
Yes, good idea. I was gonna ask you. How's that?
And actually, he needs to get, others from, chief as well, so if you want, he can sign it, we can approve it, and then if you don't mind giving that with
For
the,
softball, it's a softball.
This is,
For softball?
okay.
Because right now, the police station, there's no one there.
You wanna keep
Because
it?
there's 911, you
yeah,
don't need.
I'll sign it too first, and then,
Thank you, sorry.
I'll take that.
This is for the West Boylston Women's Softball League from June, July, and August, Wednesdays only, we do not make up games.
Same setup as last
Same
year?
everything, we're gonna use.
I make a
mixer
motion,
again.
we approve the women's softball.
can I get a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. You gonna use mixed-up?
We're gonna use mixer again.
You gonna have teams?
Well, let's hope. Well, we use it as a practice anyways, if we only have 7 teams. So that's the only thing that would be different, is the number of players.
Yeah.
So I'll,
That's fine. Just let us know, because we won't line it if it's not gonna be a game.
oh, okay, for, they
mixer.
don't usually ever like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna have games, we'll get it
Because
lined.
we never have any kind of mixer ever.
Okay.
So. And
All right.
thank you very much for finding the key for us.
And I'll get you a copy of that once I get it back from Butch.
So I can just give it to you.
Yeah, just get, he'll sign it, he'll get it to Dennis, because he's got other ones, yeah. And then
What am I doing?
He said. we were-
signing it and bringing it
Oh,
to,
yes. Yeah, I got 3 other ones, yeah, I got 3 other ones to go through, so. I'll try.
You all rock. Thank you very
Have a
much.
good night.
Have a good night.
thanks, we'll see you. All right, Mike?
Yes.
Thank you.
Made copies of the program, very similar to last year, almost the same as last year.
Same price, that's what's important, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is, except for the,
Police station?
yeah, the police station, I added that. Now, you want 2 or 3 more?
Well, we got 2 people that aren't here, they're both, I'm assuming they're sick, so. And I had one for Lynn, but she's not here tonight, so.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well hang
You
on
wanna
to them,
take
I
'em,
guess,
or-
yeah, that's fine.
3 of them?
Yeah, that'd be great. Did you put the police station in this?
I did. I put it on, I added it to the Mr. Field
Summary there.
on there. It came out to, it was a little over, I believe it was a little over an acre. It was almost 2 acres.
You-
So
did-
mixture was, it's about an acre, 1.2 acres, I believe that's what it was. Because that field up in back of the,
Police station?
police station, and in the front, towards the front right, I didn't do anything with that, the ditch in front.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
that,
I mean,
that's for water retention, so.
Maintained.
Yeah.
You know, but.
So this is that under
It's right-
the town offices piece, or no?
No, it's right here. Mixter and,
Oh,
The second page is mixture field and new police station.
The only question I have is, I don't know whether Dennis, the chief, Dennis Minnick has made any arrangements for landscaping up there or anything. Butch, do you know?
We mowed it last fall, so
Are we gonna do it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, this money that we use to do it comes from town meeting, so it's not coming out of the parks coffers, it's coming out of the actual town meeting, the budget for the town.
right,
so-
but we get it voted on to be used for,
Right,
it's not just for fertilization either, it's.
It's everything.
It's seed, whatever
Yep.
type of thing.
weed control, lime, fertilization, overseeding, the whole shooting match, but it's for all the town buildings, it's for the town
But we
office building,
didn't
the
ask for
library.
this amount, we got 10,000, right?
We got 10 last town meeting, we should go to town meeting this May for 10 more to.
Or 12? Seeing how that's
Well,
what this comes in as.
it's a little higher this year because of the police station.
But that's my point, is
Yeah.
if it's going to be, I mean, one article for
We have a,
all of the town, more than just parks,
yeah.
then
it
we
is.
could probably
Yeah, right.
just
Yeah.
do it that way.
Yeah. So, what
Let
we
me know
should-
if you need to have it broken out differently than
Okay.
this. I'd be happy to do
I
that.
think this is fine.
Well, I mean, well, unless we decide to pay for it differently, we wouldn't want police station in with Mixter as part of a quote,
If
right?
they're gonna pay separately, yeah,
Right,
but I mean, we
right.
might as, we're getting the price for both
Sure.
spreads, so I
Sure.
mean, we might as well combine it all and get everybody done, and it save the town some money.
But I guess my point is that we're short $2,000 based on what
Well,
we asked
then
in town meeting.
we've gotta go to town meeting in May. Normally, we ask for 10, maybe we should ask, we do have a little extra left over. We've got about $6,500 left, which will go towards this application here, which is close to what we have left over, so we
Sure.
could go,
Right.
say, 11,000, and we'll just, play it by ear. Next town meeting, we may have to go for more.
All right.
It's up to the town, whatever they wanna do.
But we have enough to cover
Yeah.
this year.
If I could, just to explain again, the first application is for crabgrass and grub control, plus the fertilizer,
Yep.
the 3205. You had gotten some lime last year, I believe, and I'd encourage you to do it because it hasn't been done in a number of years.
Yeah, we should do it every year, really.
Right, yeah. Now, I know you said you had some fertilizer in stock.
We have about a pallet left from what
Okay.
we had.
That's starter fertilizer.
Not all starter, some of it is starter, but a lot of it is regular fertilizer.
One thing you want to be aware of are the new fertilizer laws in Mass.
Yep.
Without a soil test taken within 2 years and indicating you need phosphorus, that's the middle number, the only time you can put any fertilizer containing phosphorus is either seeding or on bare ground.
So the
You can't use it as a general fertilizer.
starter fertilizer has the phosphorus in it.
Correct. That middle number is always higher than the...
The regular
first-
fertilizer, does that have phosphorus in it also?
Regular fertilizer.
Oh,
Regular
yeah.
fertilizer.
It might. You have to go by the analysis. It's nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. Pardon me. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium,
'Cause I
NPK.
talked to Timmy today, and he has a few bags of starter fertilizer left over.
Okay.
But the majority of what he's got, and he said it was almost a pallet full, is the regular fertilizer. And that's the stuff that we've been using right along.
Yeah.
Now, this law is new.
Yeah, well, UMass had some professors up at UMass were the ones that the state decided to give the responsibility to write these laws. And at first, it was very restricted, but it was not a law yet, but they had refined it, so now this is laws.
So if we already have it, can we use it? Get rid of it?
Probably not.
As long as you use it on bare ground or seeding, yeah.
Not like a clause where you already had it, then you can use it type of thing. It's most likely
Yeah,
save it until you are seeding.
All right.
All right. What do we want to do?
Well, I
Move to-
just asked Mike to come and, give us an idea of what it was gonna cost us. Fortunately, the prices didn't go up at all this year. The only thing that added to this was the fact that we've included the police station, so.
Right.
That's the only add. I think we bought the lime from you last year.
right.
That got put down. The only thing I don't think we bought from you was any seed. And I
No.
don't think we bought any fertilizer, straight fertilizer either.
You didn't buy the straight fertilizer, no.
This year, we probably will have to.
Yeah,
So did we just take that out of the price because we had already had it and he used?
Well, what he's giving you here is a total, and whether we do it or whether he does it, it's probably gonna come out the same. We
Sure.
have to buy the only thing he would do for us is possibly spread it, but lime and regular fertilizer and seed, we could spread that ourselves, you don't need an applicator's license to
Right.
do that. It's a first application that Mike needs to do for us.
it's around 70 bags of the
Yeah.
22,011, that's the fertilizer going down in the fall, but is this just for this fiscal year, this
Yeah.
portion of
Well,
the fiscal
it's
year?
for the spring of this year,
Correct,
and then you got 2019,
Okay,
the summer
So
and
it's really
fall
kind of two-
application.
Yeah.
two
kind of
fiscal
a-
years,
yeah.
okay. I can redo this so it indicates, it. No?
I don't know, what do you
I
think?
mean, this is just a quote, right? You'll bill it as you go?
Yeah,
As you order it, right.
Yeah, so I think it's fine, I think.
Okay.
Because we have an
All right.
understanding of what the price is, and we can plan accordingly, but
see, this one here, the first one is, for all the sites that we've got listed here, is going to be 6,684 plus 1,120 for spreading, correct, Mike?
Yes,
Yeah. So this is gonna be about 77, it's about $7,800, so we may be a little shy on
the
what we
bulk,
have in the fertilizer account.
bulk
right now.
spread fee in the total is $11.90,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then we would just buy the other stuff as we needed it and have our parks people spread it.
right, okay.
Yeah. The only time you're required to have a license is if you have you're applying a product that has an EPA registration number. That's a pesticide, so.
I think also included in here is a poison ivy application too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I listed that as optional.
Is that our poison ivy, down below, behind Pride Park, the playground? Is that what you were referring to?
He did spray that last year on Major Edwards.
Yeah.
And behind there, yeah, he did treat that last year.
We usually do something at Mixter, isn't there a problem at Mixter
Yeah,
too?
it was just that section, there was a little bit at the police department, which I think is gone now. And then there was a little on Cumberland Ave, Cumberland Road that we did. It was like a couple hours, like 3 hours he was out here, it wasn't that long. So,
So that 450, is that the total for last year on poison
Yes.
ivy application?
Yes.
So if we do exactly what we did last year, that's what it's gonna cost us this
I
year.
won't do Cumberland Road again, it was just a complaint, but that was kind of,
So really, all we'll probably have is Pride Park and, what was the other one?
Isn't there a
Mixed up?
Mixter?
I think we
Maybe
killed
you
most of that up there, along the road.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
I
most of
wasn't asked to do anything over there last year, and was that a normal spot?
It has been in the past, I don't,
Down near the gully?
yeah,
right along the road where the wall is.
and I think over behind,
Oh, over the, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, between Shady Lane and,
Probably.
Yeah.
You switch over and it'll probably be about the same price.
well, whatever.
We'll go there and see.
I'm sure you can find some around
Oh,
there.
it's around if you wanna look for
Oh,
it.
it's awful. It's awful.
all right,
I'm all set.
okay, excellent.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, you're welcome.
We will be in touch.
All right, good. Thank you.
Do you want to schedule us for the spring, or
I'm sorry?
you want to schedule us for the spring, or?
I can call Brian, and what we usually do, or what we did last year, and what I tried to do with all schools, public schools, is to schedule it during a vacation week. We did it during April vacation.
Yep.
I think it worked out very well. That precludes us sending notification out to everyone in
Now-
town.
What's the timeframe you have to stay off of these fields after you applying it?
There's no reentry period. I believe with the aceleprant, it's immediate. And I think that Dimension, it's the other part of that. I will check, but it certainly isn't any more than 24 hours, but I don't think there is
All right.
reentry.
But that's when the youth sports start using
Right.
those, so I just want to know if we need to notify them.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes they practice on the vacation week, so it
Right.
might be a
Well,
problem.
yeah, that's what we were trying to figure out when we were going to do it last year, and especially with Major Edwards, if they were going to use the softball field.
It worked pretty well last year, though.
It did.
We haven't
It
had
did.
any
Very. He did it
complaints. We
very
had any
quickly. Yeah.
complaints, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most time he's taking is actually moving his equipment from one site to another. You know. So.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right. Let's go back to, we'll go to Butch now, if you want to run down your list.
Okay, storage units. Well, we looked at those today, actually. We went out there and we
we dug a test pit, and we talked about it, Steve was out there, and we think maybe we don't want to put them there, we think we want to go up the hill a little ways. It's a flat area, it's just on the corner coming into that parking lot. It's like a little bit of a pine grove, we can drop them in there. And then there's a little bit of debate as to maybe putting them where the contractor has his stuff now. So now I'm not really sure what we're doing. Because now, and then we're also talking about a steel building, because I'm thinking maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Well,
Well, we bought these containers though, so we wanna.
Oh, you can still use
yeah.
them.
We wanna make
I was up
use
there
of it.
today, Timmy called me, and what happened was he dug down, about 4 or 5 feet?
Yeah.
And it's nothing but ledge there. I mean, it's soft ledge. I mean, you can feel it
Soft
off,
ledge, but it does a job on the machine.
It's gonna be a pain to put them where we had talked about putting them.
And it's
What
gonna be
he's
like an
talking about
8-foot
is
slope.
it-
It's gonna get like an 8-foot drop
Yeah,
from the top of
right.
the slope to
Yeah.
the bottom of it, because we're going in the hill, it's going up as we're going in. So it's
The
not
other
an easy-
area that he's talking about is right on the curve when you're coming down to the school parking, where it comes around the curve.
I kinda
there.
like that, because there's trees, it kinda tucks them in, they're out of the way, you can't really see them.
And then the
So-
third location was further over, down where, almost down towards, almost, not quite to Goodale Street, but just
Yeah.
before the house.
It's where that dirt road cuts across the field, sort of,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, in there.
The beauty about that is that there's, if we do put a building up, there's a pole, there's a light pole there that has wires on it that we could get electricity from. Would be a nice location for a building if we do put one up, but, again, we gotta get by this Park study, so.
So, I mean,
Any,
my whole standpoint on these things is, I don't really care where they are as long as they're out of the way and look nice. I think that we need to let the DPW decide what's the most useful place for them, right? So, as far as I'm concerned,
Either one of the two
Whatever.
locations is fine.
whatever you think is best.
The first one is, forget it, it's.
Yeah, that's not working out as well as we thought it would. But, all right, I'll work on that one. Woodland shrub removal is done. I don't know if you've been by there.
Yeah, I drove by,
The good part, I
today.
heard no feedback, which was good.
Actually, Timmy did a good job moving those rocks, too. He moved
Yeah,
some
I
of
didn't
the
check
rocks
out the
around,
rock
make it
garden,
A
but-
little neater up there.
So that's done. Now we just have to decide what we want to do with the island, and the parks guys would really like to loom it and grass it. They say that's the easiest way for them to maintain it,
No mulch?
not mulch. Mulch obviously brings weeds and,
Still put the trees in?
yeah, put the trees in.
Here's my issue with the grass, is because it's, because I have it around both sides of my house,
Yeah.
is the salt and sand from the winter getting on there and then it looking awful because the grass is gonna die.
So,
At least with mulch, you can kind of just rake it out and make it look nice.
but I think we'll use real mulch if we mulch it instead of we've been using the DPW
Mulch.
generated mulch.
Right,
which is-
sure.
It's not quite, it's not
It's
really that
mulch,
pretty.
but
Yeah, it's good for weed
coarse.
control or something, but it's not
Yeah.
good for looks. So-
Right.
All right, so you'd rather mulch it?
I would, just because I think that well, first of all, it's less to mow, and, you do it once a year, and kind of just keep maintaining it to make it look nice, and then you don't have to worry about constantly trying to plant grass and fix it up.
Plus with the trees in there, it would be more difficult to mow. So, yeah, we're gonna put in like maybe, I don't know, 8 trees or something like
And
that.
we can use the money we got from the accident at least to
Yeah.
do the first go around.
we got another
Yeah.
accident up there, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's further on the list. But, basketball court poles, we'll get to that. Goalposts spring, what's with the goalposts?
Spinning.
Oh, yeah, okay, we've been
They
talking
need to
about
be
that, we'll
pinned,
get
they
to
need to
that.
be pinned. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, I talked to Joe about that. Swing gate, I've been there twice, Steve's been there once, Timmy's been there once, and I'm just having a tough time getting a price from Patriot. but-
Can I offer something on this? Timmy made the suggestion that instead of putting this fence right where it is now, that we push it back in a ways, like to the behind, just behind the pump house that's there, putting it across there, and that would allow the guy from United to bring his truck when he comes in, because he's gonna have to open this gate to get in.
Or
there.
anybody, really,
Right,
to get
just-
off the road.
Yeah.
Then you can open the gate without, right now, you kinda have to stop in the middle of the road.
Right.
Run around, open the
Yep.
gate, so drop it back. when-
Drive in, open the gate, and then go in and do his thing. And it wouldn't cost us any more to move it. It's
Sure.
6 of one, half dozen of the other. I think it'd be a better setup.
The only bad thing about that is it might invite somebody to park there during games.
Well, that was my next suggestion. I wonder if we want to put a handicap spot there,
Yeah, that would,
off to the side, so it's not blocking the gate, but off to the side, they could park there, and anybody that's coming to the softball game could use it, and
if you have the room, sure.
if you mark it handicapped, at least then the police department can enforce it. If somebody's parking there that's not, doesn't have the handicap placard, then they can have them move their car.
As long as there's enough room.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah, we'd have to work it
standards.
out.
First priority is we need to get an ambulance in there or something.
Yep, or you're gonna have a 14-foot gate, so, yeah, that's,
So
the gate's
that's-
gonna be as big as we can make it,
Okay.
so, yeah.
So does moving it change the dimensions of the gate?
No,
The trouble I've been trying is getting him to come up there and look at it. I want him to come up and look at it.
you want me to get on them again?
You can do it, yeah. I've been there twice so far, and they were supposed to call me last Friday or Monday, and I didn't get a call.
Well, he's out of town, he does a lot of solar farms, and he hasn't started his residential crew yet. So once he starts his residential crew, they're the ones
Well,
that are gonna do that.
when you see him, we're gonna go, I'm gonna look
But I'll
elsewhere soon
I'll see what I can
if he's
do.
not gonna
I'll
be
see what I can work
responsive,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Winterized wells, we never got to that. I finally have the wrench made, but,
Might as well pull this off then and take
yeah,
it, it'd be
'cause-
good. It's February now, so.
yeah, it's not gonna, I've never had an issue with wells, but it's not a bad idea to do it next year, for sure. High school baseball field netting, that
What?
is, we could almost do that anytime.
Well, you wanna make sure the ground is frozen, that's the only problem with that.
You should have done it in January when it's really cold.
Well, I think it'll freeze again, but once it does, we gotta get in there
Yeah.
before the snow flies.
Okay. The bubble, we'll get that in the spring. Bags are on the trees, we'll have to finish that. The railings, we talked about that, we'll do that in the spring. Goodale sign, you want to just clean the
Clean
whole
it up
thing
and I'll-
leave it?
I'll talk to
O'Connor?
Luke and find out what we can do about, I didn't notice that the gold lettering was.
Well, I only noticed it when I walked up there to see how we were going to clean it.
Yeah.
And then
You just take Tilex and spray it on,
Yeah,
and
okay.
then take a brush, bristle brush, not hard, but just
Yeah.
kind of go over it, and the stuff comes right off, and you just throw a couple of buckets on there. Either that, they can bring the truck up with the tank on it and spray it with that. They got a pump on it, so
Alex.
not a big job, really.
No, I just, when I looked at it, I saw that the letters were kind
Something you
of
gotta
falling apart a
schedule.
little bit, so,
But I will talk to Luke about the lettering.
okay. And that's all I have on here.
All right, while you are here, I did have a new business item that maybe involves you or not, but the fence at Woodland, is that from the accident?
Yeah, I have an accident report on that, and he's got Patriot giving us a price on it.
Okay.
So, we're on that.
Yeah.
As soon as we get the
That'll
price,
get
we'll,
fixed once the warm weather gets here.
they can come in and fix it. I had Bartlett coming, actually, I didn't realize that Steve had already,
Well, you can,
Noticed
I mean,
it,
it's
yeah.
up to you, Butch, whatever you want to do. but,
matter to me,
you know,
as long as we get it
I think
fixed.
Patriot put that up to begin with, so.
No, that's fine. I just used Bartlett because I used them for all the guardrail stuff, so.
All right, so I can move this under your items going forward, and
Yeah.
you're gonna work on getting that
Yep.
taken care of. All right. I don't think I have anything else for, the tennis court's locked?
Yes, and Woodland, because they're using it for a dog walk area, so I locked that too.
All right.
Now, the basketball courts, I know this is hard, but the basketball courts, we like to get those opened when the like now, but we got a storm coming Wednesday, so
Yeah,
you might as well leave them locked.
I
But
don't think the basketball courts are locked, right? You didn't lock them?
yeah, they
right?
are.
Yeah, you locked everything.
Oh, you did?
You had said if there's snow on the ground, we'd lock them, so now it's all full of ice,
Okay.
so we'll leave them locked.
But once they clear the ice off them, Timmy should open them up, the basketball courts,
Okay.
so the kids can use them.
And you don't want any lights yet, it's too early.
No,
for
no
that.
lights, they play
I
just.
think we'll evaluate that, and
Yeah.
actually, we'll probably
March, April.
talk about it in the March meeting to do it April 1st is typically when we do it,
Yeah.
Okay.
so.
Butch, we were talking about that catch basin at the pool. Can you do
Yes.
anything on that? Can we add that to
Since
the
I
list?
talked to you? No. That was like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
What is this?
We've got a catch basin at the corner of the parking lot up at the school. It's right next to the practice fields where the pool was, and it's been plugged for, I want to say 10 years, easily 10 years. But nobody seems to know where the pipe goes.
Yeah, no, it's the first I heard of
Butch
it,
was
so
up there
I'll
today,
look
we
into
were
it.
looking at the site for the storage things. I asked him about it, and he said he might be able to get somebody to run a camera
Well, I
down
definitely
there.
can check into it, yeah. We've done it around town in a bunch of spots, so. I
And
just
we
didn't
also-
realize that was a problem. Nobody brought that to my attention until just today, so.
Yeah, but you want to put that on the list here? Because I'd like to see that
It's up to
done.
you. If you want to throw it on there, it'll keep me honest.
Not a killer item, but.
No, but it's,
It's already on there, just put it on.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that it for Butch? All right, thank you. So that brings us to our last item of new business. I was contacted by Vinnie Vignali. The planning board is currently seeing, I guess, there's that subdivision going in. I can't remember the name of the street now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Up, not Shrine, the next street over at the top is, they were gonna.
Coming in from Prospect Street?
No, coming in from Woodland. They're gonna be putting a subdivision up there.
I saw the advertisement for it in the newspaper.
Oh, okay, so as part of a subdivision, they're supposed to put some kind of playground or something there. So Vinnie was thinking that, seeing how we have Woodland there, there's not really much of a need for something like that there. Maybe we can get them to do a project in lieu of doing the park there at Woodland. So I did run this by Anita because I was a little concerned with procurement laws and such for some third-party person to do work on our,
Property.
on the park, right? So, she did get back to me, and if a developer is doing construction on a town park that is directly related to the part approved subdivision, they are exempt from procurement laws. However, in the proposed case, that is not the case, and we would have to follow procurement laws. So, the planning board would have to look to get a developer to make improvements, maybe by donating money to do the improvement, and then we would have to go off and do the bid process, et
What
cetera,
if they
whatever.
just did it for nothing?
What do you mean?
Put a playground in for nothing, no charge,
Where?
up at this site,
At the actual place?
yeah.
Well, they would have to do something according to Vinnie.
Or they donated one to us at, let's say at Woodland, no charge.
Yeah, it was a playground, sure.
Okay.
I was thinking more
Yes.
along the lines of maybe having the tennis courts paved.
So something other than a playground.
Yeah, so the planning board really would have to, right, exactly. And that was his thought, is not necessarily have a playground put in per se, but they need to do something based on the town bylaws to put this subdivision in. And his thought was maybe some kind of improvement towards Woodland, seeing how it's right near the subdivision would be good. So my only concern was how do we go about getting that completed properly? So, we might, if hypothetically we wanted to pave something, we might have to just get them to give us the money to do it, and then we go off and do whatever needs to be done. Right.
But if they were to do it at no charge at Woodland,
I don't believe they're allowed to.
that wouldn't meet the criteria?
Be right.
No, because that's,
They could do it on their property that they're then giving to the town, right, in that aspect.
Oh, they're gonna donate the property?
Well, so that park would then be part of, so they're gonna put in a street, right? So part of the reason why they have this is for example, they're gonna go put in a street, and they're gonna pay for that. And once it's done, it's going to be the town's responsibility to maintain and snow removal, et cetera. So now it becomes a town road,
Yeah.
right, which comes with an expense. So this is kind of a way to somewhat offset some of that initially.
How about the playground?
What do you mean?
We'd have to maintain that too.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's not a condo association or anything like that. It's a road with,
No, the last time,
I think he said
they tried this
11
one before,
houses
didn't
maybe.
they?
I don't remember.
Quite a while ago. They must be coming back, trying it again. I don't know whether they modified what they were gonna do or not. There's a lot of
So I
land.
guess they might appear here at some point in time. based on this, so maybe a good idea, you know, I don't, it might be a good idea to think about this between now and our next meeting, and we just come up with some ideas of what we would like to
Can I
see
read that?
happen if,
We've kind of battled it back over the past couple of months with the tennis court has come up 3 or 4 times in pickleball
right,
and not having that on the Goodale Park. We didn't know if that impacted the high school tennis or whatnot.
right.
That is a great improvement, and there was some draw as we started town meeting for that in town.
Hmm.
Do it there or do it at an established park.
Yeah, well, I mean, that court is fairly used still, but there's been sinkhole issues and other things, so the asphalt in there is pretty rough shape.
How's the underground?
I'm not sure,
So, okay.
but, you know, to get a company to come dig it up and, you know, do it right might be a good, you know,
Yeah.
agreement, other than having them put some kind of playground or park or some area in the subdivision.
Now, we could cross that bridge when we get to it, but, you know.
And then it may turn into nothing, then they might not
Right.
end up
We're
coming
not
to
even
us.
getting it, yeah.
Right.
But they're talking about procurement laws here, so I mean, if this
Well,
company.
that was my question. I was worried about maybe, you know, what, you know, how you go about doing this properly, because we've had issues with, you know, doing jobs and, you know,
Well-
you gotta pick prevailing wage type of situations.
$10,000 or less, you use best business practices, up to 25, you gotta get 3 bids, but the prevailing wage carries through to all of them.
Right,
And then 50, over 50, you have to do RFPs.
right.
So, I mean, I'm assuming that the playground
So
like this
based on
would
that,
do
we can't
50.
just let these people come do what they
Well, we
want.
could, if they wanted to build it, and they came in and said, yeah, we'll build it, and we're not gonna charge you anything, but they would still have to pay their people prevailing wage.
I think maybe, and it'd take me a little time to do a little more research,
Yeah,
but it may be because it is part of town
Right.
bylaw. It's already written, they're expected to do as part of the scope of their project. I understand what you're saying, put it in for free, but it's already part, and they have to account for that piece. So we can,
Well, that's the thing though, is I don't, according to where I read that, they can't just go and do the work on it, on Woodland Park. So. Okay. Under old business, I don't have any update on the open space and rec plan.
I have a question on old business, under the next one, surface basketball courts. When do we want to do those?
Well, you said that they needed to be 70, right?
Yeah, but what I'm thinking about are the schools,
What's that?
the schools. Playground, you know, the high school uses the basketball and tennis courts a lot. I think, I don't know whether Major Edward uses them or not, but I'm wondering if we would be better off if we waited until after school was out, had them done like late June, July. We'd
Well,
have
then
the weather.
we had the summer basketball program and stuff. I mean, maybe,
We're talking probably, I'd have to talk to New England Seal Coating, but I would guess that they probably could do these courts inside of a couple of days each.
yeah.
And then, I mean, I can
And
find
there's
out.
no real wait time, right? Once they
No,
dry, you can
no.
go on them.
They gotta clean them, they gotta steam them, pressure wash them, and then they just start painting. And once the stuff is dry, you go on them. But I could find out from,
Well, the only thing I'm really worried about is the tennis courts with the school, for a high school tennis program. Other than that,
well, the gym classes use the basketball courts too, they're always down there.
yeah, but I mean, I guess if
They can
it's
avoid
only a
that.
couple days, I mean, they could work around that.
Would you wanna do it like towards the end of June?
I'd rather get it done earlier than the better. I mean,
is it just during the day it has to be 70, or is it,
It's painting, they're gonna have to paint, so
so
that
just applied
Yeah.
at 70 or above?
you need warm weather to do it, and then you need another warm day for it to dry. But in June, I don't think you're gonna have any problems with the weather. It's always fairly warm
I
now.
mean, I'd probably get away with waiting till mid-June.
When does school get out,
Middle of
Probably
June.
about 18th to 22nd of June.
It's a Friday now.
So if we
They've had 3
scheduled it
snow
towards
days.
the end of June,
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
because I need to get a hold of him and get this thing set up, so.
And that shouldn't interfere with summer basketball if they are gonna do something. which I haven't heard anything on, so.
Have you heard anything? or-
No, I haven't. The mixed fields we talked about last meeting, maybe doing something up there. I don't know if we wanna, how we wanna go forward with this.
Well, I think they gotta get a little deeper into what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
I think the first step is probably the town meeting, February. Get by that, get by the vote, and then go from there.
yeah, okay.
Maybe the next meeting we can talk about it. You guys want to order these signs?
Yes.
There's two sets.
I think we basically already voted to do all
Yeah,
of
we
this,
did,
so we
yeah.
just were waiting.
So I'll
The
talk to
spring.
Luke and have him make them up, and we'll have them ready, and then whenever the Parks people get ready, they can just put them up.
Okay,
Right.
that works for me. I don't believe there's any committee updates. We haven't had, Gary's not here, so I don't know about an open space update, if there even is one. There has not been a Parks Facility meeting. So that brings us to member requests.
The only thing I have, and I mentioned it before, is the article for the fertilizer town meeting. We need to get Anita to put that on. I don't know whether you want to go with the 10 or you want to go for 11 or what.
I'd say 12, and the price is 12,000.
12? Okay.
And we'll just basically say that this is our yearly article that we ask for every year, and we've added, the prices stayed the same, but we've added a little bit to account for the police station.
And probably when the senior center gets built, we'll add that too.
And I'll clarify that it's not just parks, it's
That's the whole
really.
town. And it's not Parks money that we're using either. It's money
Right.
coming from the
Well,
townspeople.
That might actually go down a little bit, right?
What's that?
The area will go down a little bit.
What do you mean?
If they're already doing mixture in the police station. The building's
Well,
already
they're
sitting-
not doing all mixed, all they're doing is the baseball field up there.
Oh, okay.
So if they start doing around the senior center,
Okay,
it's
that-
gonna be
that whole-
additional, yeah,
Area.
yeah.
All right, so our next meeting is March 5th. Let's pick a April meeting. We could do April 2nd or April 9th.
Second's all right with me.
1 second, I'll let you know.
That works for
April
everybody
2nd,
else.
The 9th, I'm working, so the 2nd is.
Second's good.
Okay.
You all set?
Yeah, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.